What's going on, people? It's your boy Calwu, and welcome to another episode of planetwu. Today, we will be talking about the anime, the 2020 anime that ended in 2021, Moriarty the Patriot. So we're gonna be covering season 1 and season 2. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to the video. It's the best way to support my channel. And without further ado, now, Moriarty the Patriot. Those who have not seen the first video that I made about Moriarty the Patriot, I'll be posting a link up, here where you can click on it to get to the first video. But Moriarty the Patriot is a masterfully well put together anime that didn't get any shine because of all the other anime that came out around the time, the same time as far as 2020 goes, and 2021 spring season animes were freaking nuts from start to finish. For those that don't know, Moriarty is Sherlock Holmes' main villain in the Sherlock Holmes books. So this anime takes Moriarty, William James Moriarty, and puts him as the main character in the anime and gives him a anti-hero spin. So he's not necessarily a villain, and he's a good guy, but everything that he does as a good guy is the extreme case, and he's doing it to change all of London, to bridge the gap between nobility and the common folk. The anime, like I said, from start to finish, is bananas. In season 1, we were given different murder plots. So, different ways that he murdered nobility for the wrongs that they've done to poor people. Like I explained in a previous video, one guy had a heart condition, and he read up and realized that this guy's heart condition, it would create an adverse effects with the medicine that he was taking to make it even worse, and it cause a heart attack if he gave his dude citrus. So he pretty much had brunch and tea, snacks and tea with this guy, tea and crumpets, where he put grapefruit jam on the crackers, and it was grapefruit tea. And he did that to cause this guy to have a heart attack. Hell, the earliest parts of his murder was when he was a kid, and he helped. Oh my goodness, what is the older brother's name? Nope, I'm not doing this. His brother Albert. There we go. Jesus. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. So Albert was actually a regular, he was nobility, and he adopted William and his younger brother Louis. So the first murder plot was to murder all Albert's whole family. His brother, whose actual name was William, who Moriarty actually took his name once he died and took over his position. Albert's father and mother pretty much murdered them all, and they murdered Albert in his sleep, or murdered the real William in his sleep, and then set the whole house on fire, trapped the parents in, made sure everybody died except for those three. And now Moriarty takes over, the younger brother William James Moriarty's identity. And now that's who he is. His brother Luis is the adopted child, and Albert is there as well. And the anime just stacks and stacks and goes, even to the point where at the end of season 1, they introduced James Bond. They freaking introduced James Bond. The original James Bond is a woman who was a famous actress, and the whole plot twist with that was, she was having an affair with a prince or a duke or something of one of the smaller companies in England or in Europe, and had taken some information. So the information she ended up taking is that they assisted the French in overthrowing their government in a whole political plot, and it was if it got out that they did that, then it would cause a war in Europe. So the government was trying to get her, kill her. And she pretty much attached herself to Sherlock Holmes because it was like, yo, nobody's gonna assassinate me while I'm with the famous Sherlock Holmes. Nobody's want that type of publicity. So she stayed around Sherlock Holmes, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna protect you, blah blah. And Sherlock's older brother, Minecraft, shows up and was like, yo, you don't know this woman, avoid this woman, she's nothing but trouble. And those who are familiar with Minecraft storyline, Minecraft is a part of MI6, which is the UK's version of the Secret Service. And it's like I don't know, people like because I don't live over there, I don't know, but just from things that I've watched and like, television shows and things that I've read, it's not a real thing, but it's a thing. I don't know. But MI6. And one of the sweet things about it is Minecraft ends up catching Moriarty, William Moriarty, and William Moriarty is like, yeah, we doing this for this XYZ, and he's like, well, you know what? I guess I could recruit y'all, because he pretty much laid out the whole plot. Like, yeah, you're not gonna kill her, because if you kill her, we're gonna lay this out. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. So she's under my protection now. And he was like, okay, cool. She's under your protection. So with that being the case, they did a whole thing with where the like in the series, she had to change her identity. So she stopped from being this famous actress and turned into James Bond. And that was like her new identity. So now in season 2, we have James Bond, and we get into this tizzy of where you start to see the murders. And this is where, like, I really appreciated the historical fiction part about it, because you got to the point where it was like, okay, it's a guy killing a bunch of prostitutes, killing a bunch of women. And for those that are interested in that type of stuff, you know that it's Jack the Ripper. And it's like, yo, Jack the Ripper is out killing people. And I'm like, yo, mind blown. This is amazing. This is so cold. Dog, this is about to be crazy. And then you end up finding out that it's not actually Jack the Ripper. It's a guy that is just using the Jack the Ripper's name because, they make a phone call, and this old guy with gray hair and a ponytail shows up, and he's like a butler or whatever. And he's like, yeah, Master William, blah, 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 Master Moriarty's, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, I had to call you in, and the other people that's on his team is like, yo, who is this guy? Like, why you bringing this random old dude in? And he was like, yo, that guy out there that's calling himself Jack the Ripper is not Jack the Ripper. This is the real Jack the Ripper. This guy right here is the real Jack the Ripper. He got the name from serving in the military because of how he brutally killed people, how his love for knives are. And this is also the guy that taught us how to murder and assassinate people and raised us. So, yeah. And they like, bruh, what? And he's like, yeah. So he like, so I'm gonna need you to play decoy while we find out who the real who this Jack the Ripper is that's stealing your name. So dude like, all right. So they send all like the whole Scotland Yards in London and all that little area into like a tizzy where they created a clash between the poor people and the police. Then, to stop them from fighting each other and sending everything into further chaos, Jack the Ripper, the real Jack the Ripper, showed up and was like, hey, yo, it's me. And they like, yo, get him. So this is where the people and the police team up together, and they go around and they chase down Jack the Ripper, the real Jack the Ripper. While Moriarty and his group go and find the fake people that's using the name, and then they end up finding out it's a team of people that's wants to throw London into a tizzy, so they never unite and go against the nobility. And this is where like it got really good, because this also where I made the other video, and we'll post up here too, where I talked about the White Knight and the White Knight, the fall of the White Knight. Excuse me. Where the fall of the White Knight was a character who was a part of the British Parliament, who went against everything that the nobility stood for. He wanted to bring it to a more common ground between nobility and normal people, and they didn't like that, and they wasn't having that. And this is where you got introduced to a secondary villain that came in, and I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. The villain's name is a character. His name is Milverton. There we go. Charles Augustus Milverton is a villain that pretty much is soaking in chaos the same as Moriarty, but he ain't doing it for a noble cause. He's doing it just because he's evil and he just want to fuck shit up. To the point where we seen like Frankenstein's monster that he controls, that's like causing trouble. He got his own little ragtag group that he's using to cause trouble. Like, this anime has so many twists and turns and perfect plot coordinates, all type of stuff. Like, this anime is like, I get this anime definitely a 10 out of 10. If you haven't seen Moriarty the Patriot, you're into the Criminal Minds, Law and Order type shows, or even Dexter. Dexter is a good comparison. Moriarty the Patriot is definitely the show that you should be watching. If you know what I'm saying, like if you haven't checked it out already, definitely watch it. Season 1 was a 2020 anime. Season 2 came out this year. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Like, I gave the most basic generic rundown with important points without trying to give away too much. And yeah, like, check it out. Like, if you haven't already, like I said, this is perfection. And once again, this is calwu for planetwu. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to the video. It's the best way to support my channel. And this is calwu signing off, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.
My mom ain't raised no feast. In a booth, on the rise, I am Baker with the yeast. Dropping more bombs than Funkmaster Flex, doing war in the Middle East. I'm on another